I am the voice of Night Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference, a KITT if you prefer.
No, I don't prefer, and what's more, I don't intend to drive around in a car that talks back to me.
The neon glow of the 80s, the hum of a synth soundtrack, and David Hasselhoff's glorious gravity-defying perm. Knight Rider was a cultural phenomenon. From its quirky premise to that iconic talking car KITT, it carved its name into the Mount Rushmore of 80s television like a laser beam through steel. Debuting in 1982, this gem of a show raced through 4 unforgettable seasons and 90 episodes, leaving tire tracks on our hearts. So buckle up. We're about to dive into 10 facts I bet you never knew about Knight Rider that'll make you go find a Trans Am and hit the open road. So y'all ready? Let's ride.
Macho Man Randy Savage, the cream of the crop.
He scores! The Bulls lead 80s.
Girl, your hair's so nappy, Wilson couldn't pick it.
This is Max Headroom.
Are you kidding?
Masterpiece Mashup. You know, Larson was one of those creative minds who just got what made television magical in the 70s and 80s. He gave us iconic shows like Battlestar Galactica and Magnum P.I., but in 1982, he brought something truly special to the scene. Larson himself once said, "I wanted to do the Lone Ranger, but with a car." Now, instead of a horse, you have the hero in a hot 80s car, who also is the new version of Tonto, but called KITT, the loyal, trusty sidekick. It's the same spirit of good versus evil, but with a modern twist. But Larson didn't stop there. He layered in his love for sci-fi too. David Hasselhoff, in his autobiography, revealed that KITT was directly inspired by HAL 9000 from 2001: A Space Odyssey. You know, that calm, cool, and slightly unsettling AI voice?
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yeah, that's KITT's vibe. And those iconic red strobe lights on the car's hood, they were a nod to the Cylon scanners from Battlestar Galactica. It's like Larson took all these pieces of pop culture that made us feel something, heroism, wonder, and probably a little bit of fear, and stitched them together into something entirely new and amazing. Hey, I'm not mad at this at all. Take what works, put all that together, and as long as you have some type of formula or plan in your mind, I'm pretty sure it'll work again. And with Knight Rider, it worked again. Battlestar Galactica was great. 2001: A Space Odyssey was great. A lot of things Mr. Larson touched were great, and this one just happened to fall right in line. Larson was living large. Wow, let's talk about a truly boss move. Glenn A. Larson didn't just create Knight Rider, he absolutely nailed the business side of things, and it paid off in ways that still leave people in awe. Now check this out. Larson, with his sharp instincts and unwavering belief in his vision, sat down at the negotiating table with Universal and walked away with something almost unheard of, a massive slice of the merchandising pie. And I mean massive. As Knight Rider soared in popularity, Larson's bank account reaped the rewards. Reflecting on it, Larson once said, "I think I had the best deal in television history." Can you blame him? He secured a 50-50 split with the studio on everything. Toys, models, t-shirts, you name it. That's the kind of deal that makes you want to stand up and cheer for the underdog who outsmarted the system. And Larson pulled this off just at the right moment. As he explained, it was just before studios realized how profitable merchandising could be. Timing is everything, right? Today, deals like that are practically mythical. Studios caught on fast, and now creators rarely see that kind of golden opportunity. Larson's story isn't just about business, it's about believing in your vision, seizing the moment, and reaping the rewards of your guts and genius. It's the kind of tale that makes you think, Now that's how you do it. Bravo, champ. Bravo. May he rest in peace, though. But bravo, like, who's getting a deal like that? He was going in not pump faking at all. He went in knowing exactly what he wanted. I'm taking half. We going 50-50, baby. And look, you know how much money he got? Not just from the show, but think the merchandising, all the merchandising, the toys, the shirts. Oh, man. I mean, there's rich and then there's rich. I think he was closer to rich. Sensational Symphony. You know, there's something so nostalgic and thrilling about the Knight Rider theme. That iconic tune instantly takes you back to the 80s, though I have to admit, Timbaland spiced it up a bit. But here's a little gem you might not know. That unforgettable theme, composed by the brilliant Stu Phillips, actually has its roots in something much older and more elegant. It's borrowed from an 18th century ballet. Can you believe that? Specifically, it's inspired by Cortège de Bacchus. Imagine that, a high-energy 80s TV show pulling from the grace and grandeur of a classical ballet. It's like two worlds colliding in the best way possible. Also, the song's legacy didn't stop with the show. Its real claim to fame in the modern era? It became one of the most downloaded ringtones of all time. Back in 2005, Stu Phillips even won an award from BMI for it. Isn't that wild? From ballet to 80s TV to your phone, this tune has lived more lives than KITT itself. It's a reminder that great music, no matter where it comes from, has a way of sticking with us, evolving, and even finding new ways to make us feel something. Now, how's that for a legacy? There's nothing new under the sun. I used to have, my old theater teacher used to say there's only 3 original ideas in the world. Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl back. So to see that this symphony was recycled into one of the greatest theme songs ever to hit television, that doesn't shock me. Doesn't shock me at all. Mostly everything has got a little touch of something old in there somewhere. Gone in 60 minutes. You know, it's wild to think about how something so iconic could come together in such a seemingly effortless way. William Daniels, who is obviously the voice behind KITT, spent less than an hour per episode bringing that cool, calm, and collected AI to life. Yep, less than 60 minutes to create magic. But peep this, Daniels wasn't even fully immersed in the show's production. He'd step into the recording booth, armed with just a few pages of the script, not the whole episode, mind you, just the scenes where KITT had lines. He didn't even watch the episodes while recording. Imagine that. He'd read David Hasselhoff's lines aloud, then respond as KITT, effortlessly slipping into that smooth, robotic tone we all know and love. Daniels was this quiet force, disconnected from the flashy cars and action-packed scenes, yet his voice became the soul of the show. In just 45 minutes, he'd breathe life into KITT, leaving a legacy that still revs our engines decades later. Makes you wonder, how much brilliance can be packed into a small amount of time? Bruh. For real? You was just gangster like that? You just rolled in, grabbed the script, read David's lines, and was like, let me go ahead and knock KITT out real fast. I gotta hit the golf course. And like, he was out of there. Like, he came in, worked it out, and was gone in less than an hour? Man, that shows you that he was talented. He had it on the one. He was doing his thing. And look, if it worked, who am I to mess with the secret sauce? I was with it. Apparently, he did it well. Distant dynamic duo. Now, some might find this unbelievable, but William Daniels and David Hasselhoff didn't actually meet until the show's Christmas party. It's wild to think that while they were bringing Michael Knight and KITT to life on screen, they hadn't even shared the same room during production. It wasn't until the show was already a massive hit that they finally crossed paths. Hasselhoff shared this gem in an interview with CBS. He says, "A guy walks over to my table and goes, 'Hi, I'm William Daniels. I play KITT.' That's wild. The voice of the legendary Carr himself just casually introducing himself like that." Hasselhoff said he responded, "Oh, I'm David Hasselhoff, and I play Michael." And then Daniels, with that perfect timing, says, "Oh, we have a hit, don't we?" I find this to be super cool. Their first conversation was literally about how they were a part of something huge. It's one of those moments that makes you smile. Two legends finally meeting and already knowing they created something special together. Now that is the magic of Hollywood, ain't it? You don't even meet your coworker in person till you get to the first official Christmas party. You probably had dozens of episodes out by that point. Knowing that this person is playing the voice of KITT and you knowing who David Hasselhoff is, and then y'all don't run up on each other until the party? Look, I don't know do people have that kind of chemistry nowadays that they could pull that off? Undercover Hero. William Daniels never actually got his name in the credits of Knight Rider. Not in the opening, not in the closing, nowhere. The man brought so much life and personality to that car, and yet he stayed invisible. Now, the story goes that Daniels wanted it that way. He wanted fans to truly believe KITT had a mind of its own, like this sleek, talking car was just alive. He wanted to preserve that magic, that mystery. But things didn't exactly go as planned. People knew. Oh, they knew. It didn't take long for Daniels to start getting recognized on the streets near his home. Someone walking by, hearing him speak, doing a double take, and going, "Wait, is that KITT?" His voice was just too unforgettable. So much for staying under the radar, right? It's almost poetic, though. He tried to let the car shine, but his talent was just too big to hide. Now, I don't know what he was thinking on this one. He had to know. His voice is very distinct. Even in Boy Meets World, his voice is very distinct. So he had to know once this became a hit, the moment somebody heard you speak, they were going to go, "Wait a minute. I know that voice. Is that KITT?" And then now the secret is out. The cat's out of the bag. Now, so though you might have tried to have some noble intentions in the beginning, you had to know that eventually that was going to come to an end. KITT for TATT. Did you know that KITT almost had a completely different identity? KITT, which stands for Knight Industries 2000, was named after the car's fictional creator, Wilton Knight. But early in the show's production, the car was almost called TATT, short for Trans Am 2000. Can you picture that with a Kodak, as we used to say? Michael, getting TATT. It just doesn't have the same ring to it. Thank goodness they went with KITT. It's sleek, futuristic, and unforgettable, just like the car itself. Isn't it wild how these little details can make a story so much richer? It's like KITT and Carr weren't just cars. They were characters with their own personalities, histories, and even rivalries. It's no wonder we still talk about them decades later. What do you think? Would Knight Rider have been the same if KITT had stayed TATT? Once again, it's one of those great things that happens with fate that we didn't deal with things like the car being named TATT. I couldn't even, I wonder if TATT would have had a TATT, like a drawing on, never mind, forget that. That's just me and that's just the way my brain thinks. But yeah, no, KITT was it, KITT was right, KITT is what it forever shall be. TATT is just lost to the pantheon of time, and I'm glad that it's not here. I prefer KITT. Evil twin. So let me tell you about the ultimate betrayal, the evil twin car. You know how evil twins always have that sinister vibe, right? Well, KITT had one too. It wasn't driven by some evil version of Michael Knight. Nope. And get this, evil KITT didn't even rock a goatee. I mean, come on. Where's the drama in that? Now let's discuss CAR, short for Knight Automated Roving Robot.
Cars don't talk.
Correct. I am not a car. I am the Knight Automated Roving Robot, the first in a bold new experiment.
This guy was the original prototype, the dark, twisted blueprint for KITT. CAR's creators quickly realized its CPU was, well, a little too self-centered. Instead of prioritizing human life, CAR was all about self-preservation. I mean, it was a car with an ego problem. So they locked it away, thinking it was done for. But oh no, CAR wasn't going down without a fight. CAR made 2 unforgettable appearances in Knight Rider. The first time, a pair of clueless thieves accidentally woke it up, and CAR, being the manipulative genius it was, turned the tables and used them for its own game. Classic villain move. But the second time, oh, it got personal. CAR came back with a vengeance, laser focused on destroying KITT and Michael. Talk about holding a grudge. You know, CAR, it could have been a hero, but chose to be the villain. It's like the dark reflection of everything KITT stood for. And honestly, that's what made it so unforgettable. Who knew a car could be so diabolical? See, this is why I don't like all of this, you know, AI sentient being, cars driving themselves now. Because CAR was not playing any games. CAR was out for pure savagery. CAR was the automobile version of F around and find out. No, thank you. No, thank you. We got wholesome KITT, and KITT is who we'll stick with. We're not messing with CAR. Are you crazy? Repeated reboots. Fast forward to 1991, and NBC brought us Knight Rider 2000, a TV movie that tried to reignite the spark. Set in what was then the near future, it followed Michael Knight as he mentored a new wave of crime fighters, all while getting behind the wheel of the Knight 4000, a tricked-out 91 Dodge Stealth. It was a nostalgic nod to the past, but with a shiny new coat of paint. Then in '94, Knight Rider 2010 hit the scene, taking a wild detour into a post-apocalyptic world. It was different, to say the least, and it felt like it belonged in a completely different universe. But the love for Knight Rider just wouldn't die. In '97, Team Knight Rider revved up, introducing a whole squad of crime fighters, each with their own AI-equipped vehicles, cars, motorcycles, you name it. It was a bold move, but sadly, it didn't capture the magic of the original and was canceled after just 1 season. Then in '08, NBC took another shot, this time with a full-blown Knight Rider revival. And guess what? They even brought back the legend himself, David Hasselhoff, for a cameo in the pilot episode. It was a love letter to the fans, a reminder of where it all began. So while the road to reviving Knight Rider has been bumpy, one thing's for sure, the spirit of Michael Knight and KITT lives on, cruising through our memories and reminding us why we fell in love with that talking car in the first place. However, it might be time to just let all the reboots go. Lord have mercy, how many reboots can you do? How many can you do? Like, oh my gosh, like just, what Keisha Cole say? You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. It's all right. The original was fantastic, and sometimes things just can't be rebooted. Sometimes a reboot is unnecessary. The original is enough. Trust. Us fans will just go back and watch those episodes. It is okay. I do not want to see Knight Rider 2050. KITT Legacy. KITT's Legacy. What a beautiful blend of nostalgia and innovation. You know what they say, right? Imitation really is the highest form of flattery. And when it comes to KITT, it's no surprise that car designers and drivers alike have been inspired to bring a little piece of that magic into their own lives. Back in the 80s during the show's original run, fans were so captivated by KITT they started adding their own personal touches to their own Trans Ams. People were installing aftermarket kits just to get that iconic red scanner eye sweeping across their grills. It's like they were saying, if I can't be Michael Knight, at least my car can look the part. And even now, decades later, The love for KITT hasn't faded. KITT wasn't just about looks, it was about the possibilities. The show gave us a glimpse of a future where cars were more than just metal and wheels. They were smart, intuitive, and almost alive. The future isn't so far off anymore, is it? Thanks to modern technology, we're starting to see some of KITT's most sophisticated gadgets come to life. GPS navigation systems? Check. And not just any GPS. You can actually get one with KITT's voice guiding you. Now, how cool is that? It's like having a piece of the show right there in your passenger seat.
It's good to be back.
Man, KITT wasn't just a car. It was a dream of what technology could be. And now, decades later, that dream is slowly but surely coming true. Every time I see a car with a voice-activated assistant, it's a little nod to KITT's legacy. It's proof that sometimes the lines between fiction and reality blur in the most beautiful ways. So, cheers to KITT, the car that inspired us to dream bigger, drive smarter, and believe that the future is always within reach. Yo, it seems like KITT told the future. Like, it was almost like the Jetsons in a way. Like, we haven't got to the flying car thing fully just yet like them. But pretty much everything that was in KITT, we kind of made it there, right? Like, KITT, we can all have KITT now if we want to. And that's pretty dope to see how things evolved in that nature. But to let me tell it, there will still be nothing like that original black Trans Am. And that's it. That's my time this week. Knight Rider. Were you a fan? I was a fan. I'm a big car fan. So KITT was just like, man, like I just had to have it. And that Cylon light in the front and the noise that went with it. Oh man, that was premier 80s television right there. Like I wasn't missing Knight Rider. I just wasn't. And look, I could catch Punky, then Knight Rider. Name 2 shows nowadays that you would want to see back to back. Name 2 quality shows you would want to see back to back. You probably can't name 2 nowadays. But thank the Lord above, we have the great memories of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and even the early 2000s that we can go back, look upon, and just smile. So thank you again for hanging out. Thank you for taking the ride, family. You know how I feel about you. I feel about you the way you feel about me. It's nothing but love here. And you know what to do. Love you, love somebody else, and I'll see y'all real soon.